And that's what Heung-Min Son has to do. He has to ignite that form of last year. And I think just by that performance alone, that little cameo, is why we'll see Antonio Conte start him in this game at the weekend, because he needs him over the course of a season. Yeah, he's got a bench and he's got a stronger squad now. But Heung-Min Son in that kind of form, and we saw it last year alongside Harry Kane or playing with him, is pretty much unstoppable. And for that reason, why would you take a guy who's just scored the hat-trick off the bench and say, no, you haven't played well at the start of the season, I'm leaving you on the bench again. He's gone out there, that's the confidence builder, let's take that momentum forward. So I would be shocked if he's not in the starting 11.
Yeah, it's probably been made an easier decision as well, Jules, because of what's going on with Kulusevski right now.
Yeah, Kulusevski who's that full, who's been so good since arriving, obviously, last January. Even if he lost his place in the team, I mean, he got it back when Son was dropped. But before Son was dropped, it was Son, Richarlison and Kane starting as well, which was a bit harsh, I think, on Kulusevski. But we said when Richarlison was signed by Spurs that now Conte had those 4 players, maybe even Lucas Moura if you want, in that rotation, and find 3, and you could bring on Richarlison and play 2 up front with Kane. You could start Richarlison and he can start wide and then come inside when needed in the box, when there's crosses from the right or the left-hand side, like we saw again in the goals that he scored against Marseille. So I think it's been very valuable, but I still think that Kulusevski would be a big miss for this game, especially you would expect Spurs to play a lot deeper and a lot on the counter-attack, and I think for that, still Kulusevski is better than Richarlison, for example. Richarlison at home against Leicester, against Marseille, no problem, because you maybe play slightly differently. When you go to Arsenal, you know you're going to play deep. We've seen Spurs playing really deep this season. This is one of the teams that play the deepest and that presses the less higher, if you want, of the top teams. This is the philosophy that Conte has, and it's worked well for them so far this season. But I think Kulusevski, for a game like this one at Arsenal on Saturday, for the game plan that they will implement, I think Kulusevski would have been maybe better suited to it than Richarlison.
Which is what Conte wanted, and so that's why there's less excuses when you think about it. Jules mentioned those players there. Kane, obviously coming off the back of more goals for England. Richarlison found his place in the team. Could play up front on his own if he had to, if Kane was injured. Could play up front with Kane, as he has done at times. You throw in Heung-Min Son after that fantastic hat-trick. You throw in Lucas Moura, who at one point was a stand-in for Tottenham, albeit not this season. Kulusevski. And then you look at Arsenal. If they lose Gabriel Jesus, they're pretty much screwed. They haven't got that. Yeah, Eddie Nketiah could come in or whatever, but they haven't got that firepower to make those kind of changes. And that's why there's a lot of pressure on this Tottenham side, because it is such a good squad, particularly in that department.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube, and for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app, and for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.